Hello students, welcome to Notebook. In the first part of the video lesson, we will discuss the concept and causes of globalization. We will also analyze the political and economic implications of globalization. Let us now begin. Globalization is a multi-dimensional concept which has political and cultural ramifications. It doesn't solely control economic forces or solely have cultural consequences. Globalization has not made its presence feel uniformly across the globe. It has affected some communities and societies more than others. It is important to pay heed to the context with respect to which globalization is discussed. Globalization of services, globalization resulting in improved trade relations, as well as the globalization of traditional culture are some aspects of it. However, globalization does not only have positive impacts. Poor farmers, duped by MNCs into buying non-viable seeds, the very existence of certain exploitative MNCs and plagiarism of cultural contexts are some problematic consequences of globalization. Certain militant and conservative groups issuing statements against people and their use of Western garments and cultural symbols is another such negative effect. Retail shopkeepers are often threatened by international retail chains that may put them out of business. Globalization as a notion primarily deals with flows. These may be the flow of ideas, capitals, goods and services, as well as of people. The continuous flows ensure a state of perpetual global interconnectedness. If you think about it, globalization has been a part of human history for a long time. However, what is particularly distinctive of contemporary globalization is the magnitude and the speed of the flow of ideas, capitals, goods, services, humans, etc. Though contemporary globalization is not the result of a singular factor, technology is a crucial element for its facilitation. Throughout history, the inventions of the telegraph, the telephone, the printing press, etc. have had immense impact on network and communication. In modern times, the internet, the microchip and other paraphernalia have a hand in furthering the cause of globalization. The flow of ideas, capitals, goods and services, as well as humans, is made easier and quicker due to technological progress. As mentioned before, improved networking is not the only reason for globalization. There is also an awareness of the interconnected nature of socio-economic events, whose impact is felt beyond their local, regional or national level. There are political implications of globalization, which impact traditional notions of state sovereignty. Let us now discuss them. Globalization may result in reduced state capacity. Welfare states may give way to the states that only perform the core functions of maintaining law and order and ensuring traditional notions of security. This may result in a state where the government has little to do with the social and economic well-being of its citizens. The market economy, influenced heavily by MNCs, becomes the force determining socio-economic priorities. However, globalization may not always reduce the primacy of the state. After all, the state provides the fundamentals of political community. Nonetheless, the state may also choose to withdraw from certain socio-economic domains. In fact, as is often seen, globalization may often aid state functions through enhanced technology. State and their abilities to collect information remotely with the help of sophisticated gadgets allow states to become more powerful. The economic implications of globalization are many and indeed direct in shape of the contemporary globalization. Economic globalization involves international organizations like International Monetary and the World Trade Organization. It also enables us to analyze the distribution of economic gains of globalization. Economic globalization also involves greater flows between countries, Though some are organic consequences of the world market flow, others are forced by powerful institutions and nations. Economic globalization also results in rich investors choosing to invest in foreign nations. Globalization has also eased trade imports and the flow of ideas. Nonetheless, developed countries are wary of foreign citizens and guard their borders with stringent visa policies. Economic globalization has resulted in an intense divide all over the world. These concerned with social justice indicate that economic globalization has led to state withdrawal from ensuring welfare. These critics argue that economic globalization will benefit only a handful of institutions and people, while further impoverishing of those who are dependent on the state of health, education, and livelihoods. These critics who advocate social safety nets. The safety nets are expected to mitigate the negative impacts of globalization for the economically backward. However, in practice, these nets have proved unworkable. Thus, many movements have campaigned to force economic globalization. Forced economic globalization may spell doom for poorer nations as well as poor of the world in general. Economists have also described contemporary economic globalization as the recolonization of the world. Nonetheless, those who advocate economic globalization argue that it will lead to greater development and growth for larger sections of society. They also believe that extensive trade will allow market forces to prosper. They believe economic globalization benefits the entire world. They also suggest that it is merely the inevitable outcome of contemporary world and the market forces. However, there is a subsection of people who identify the challenges of globalization and respond to them critically and intelligently. While they recognize the increased interactions between nations, industries, governments, and people due to globalization, they are not aware of the threats it poses. With that, students, we come to the end of the first part of this video lesson. In the following part, we will analyze the cultural implications of globalization as well as the resistance faced by it. Here's Team Notebook bidding you a warm goodbye. See you soon in other videos.